Just wait on Yah. Just wait on Yah.
Yah is my light and my salvation. Yah is the strength of my life. Who shall I be afraid of? Even when the wicked came up, enemies anger, eat up my flesh, but stumble and fail. Though a host that camp against me, they in trouble as well. The war rise against me, I will be confident. My Yah is with me in the secret of your tabernacle. Please hide me quickly. One thing I desire is to dwell in the house of the highest. Behold his beauty in his temple, inquire, lift my head higher, and offer sacrifices of joy. I'll sing praises. Please hear me when I cry with my voice. Say, seek your face. I said your face, I must seek. Facing the east, praising your name in the place where you placed it to be. Patient and meek, I won't complain when I seek. If all forsake me, please, Yahweh, save me a seat. Oh Elohim, teach me your way and lead me in the path that's plain. Please do not deliver me to the will of my enemies and false witnesses who always speak critically. I would have fainted unless I believed to see the goodness of Yahweh in the land of the living. So I'm waiting, just be of good courage and heal, strengthen your heart. You gotta wait on Yah, that's all I'm saying. Before whatever you start it off by praying. Before a flower grow, you gotta water the plants. Just cause you wait on Yah, that don't mean don't start on your plans. Wait on Yah.
Just wait on Yah. Just wait on Yah. I must wait on Yah. Just wait on Yah. Just wait on Yah. Just wait on Yah. I must wait on Yah. Just wait on Yah. Just wait on Yah. Just wait on Yah.
You can move all you want, but you know what you're going to find? Adversity. That's not going to change. Because you still got to eat and sleep every single day. And Yahweh is the one vexing you. You think it's somebody else, but it's Yahweh vexing you. And you refuse to humble yourself to Yahweh. So it's easy to say, man, you vexing me. Because now I still don't got to humble myself. But when you say, Yahweh's vexing me, what you got to do? You got to get low. You got to humble yourself. But you refuse to humble yourself, so you just point the finger at everybody else that's vexing you. It's you that's bringing me this problem. It's you that's bringing me this trouble. It's you that's bringing me down. Well, what about Yahweh?
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah, for Yahweh is righteous, Yahweh is holy, and let Yahweh be magnified. Shalom, shalom. I am Moray Naphtali, here with you once again to bring you nothing but the truth. It's a true honor, privilege, and pleasure that Yahweh has afforded and awarded me and given me this opportunity to indulge in such a great sacrifice as this is, even the sacrifice of the knowledge of Elohim. So I like to praise Yahweh for this opportunity, and I also praise Yahweh for all those who are indulging with me this evening. Hallelujah. It's truly a great blessing. Have a inspired program for you all again tonight. And as we have already said at the beginning of the week, our theme of this week, and really this is our thing, period. Answering questions. Because when you begin to embark upon a quest of knowledge and you are attempting to grow and flourish from the place of simplicity and from the place of not knowing, not understanding, you will begin to ask questions. This is how you know somebody is really seeking and trying to understand. And the important thing about questions, for they're very important if you're trying to learn, you're trying to increase and grow. But what's even more important than the question is the answer. And if you go with me to the book of Proverbs, the 16th chapter. And you see the title of the program tonight is what Yahweh does in heaven, part 2, which was a question that was asked on last past Sabbath. And the Almighty inspired me to deal with that question this week, and also any other questions that we have on the table. And one other question, or it wasn't a question, but one of our brothers asked me to deal with accountability. And accountability falls right in line with the question, what Yahweh does in heaven. What is Yahweh doing up there? Is this something that he will even reveal to us? For the Almighty said, the secret things belong unto him. In Deuteronomy 29:29, he said, but that which I reveal belongs unto you. And so the Almighty is not going to reveal every single thing. You can ask certain questions that there will just be no answer ever given to you, because it's not for you to know. But that which Yahweh reveals is for us to know. And is this something that the Almighty revealed? What he is doing in heaven? What is his business? What is his daily occupation? How is Yahweh going about his days or nights in heaven? Proverbs, the 16th chapter, verse 1, the preparation of the heart and man, and the answer of the tongue is from Yahweh. And this is important. They go together. You don't realize that all the things that you're going through, all the trials and tribulations and the adversities that you will go through, that will cause your heart to be merry, that will cause your heart to be happy, that will cause your heart to be sad, that will cause your heart to be angry, and to cause your heart to be broken, or that will even cause your heart to be prideful and arrogant. Yahweh will take you through all these motions so you can get a taste of all these things. And the only reason Yahweh wants us to taste these things is he's trying to prepare us to arrive at a destination. And that's a perfect heart. The answer of the tongue is from Yahweh. And if you have an answer, it must be the answer of truth. Because if it's not the answer of truth, then it's not even an answer. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. His own eyes will give him that answer. But Yahweh, he weighs the spirits. His spirit, your spirit is going to let Yahweh know what he needs to know. It's going to let Yahweh see what he needs to see. All he has to do is look at your spirit. Your words might say this, I love you. Your words might say, you're beautiful. I honor you. I respect you. I love you. But then your spirit will say and shine a whole nother thing. Because all we have to do is see your ways and your actions. That's going to really shine the light of how you really feel, what's really in your heart. And so, yes, we just looking for the Almighty. We're seeking the Almighty. And if you're seeking the Almighty, you should be asking a lot of questions, and you should be listening intently to the answers. And if you can find the answer of Yah, well, praise the mighty Yah. It seems that you done found yourself Yahweh. Go with me to the book of Isaiah 41. I start in this verse and answering this question because it's so deep that I had to deal with it in a part 2. We're also dealing with another concern of one of our brothers. He said, my brother, can you teach on accountability? And I told my brother, I sure can. And it happens to go line in line, coincides directly with what this question that I'm already answering and inspired to dive into. What does Yahweh do in heaven? Watch this in Isaiah 41. It says in the 26th verse, who has declared from the beginning? There's only one that done that. That's Yahweh. That's why you know that this his book, where it has the book called Genesis, which means the beginning. Where can you get a book that got a Genesis in it? It's only one book that possesses a Genesis, and that is Yah's book. Who has declared from the beginning that we may know? That we may know what? That we may know who did all these things that we're looking at. These great things. The sun, moon, and stars, this earth, these seas, the ocean is vast, it's beautiful. The life that's here. We need to know what's going on. This thing is incredible. It says that we may know. What's the purpose? It says, and before that we may say he is righteous. Yes, there is none that shows. There's now none that shows you the truth. Yes, there is none that declares. What are they declaring? What is their declaration? They're not declaring the truth. Yes, there is none that hears your words. The first shall say to Zion, behold, behold them, and I will give to Jerusalem one that brings good tidings. Yes, Yahweh going to bring one that brings good tidings because there's only one good tiding to bring, and that's the word of Yahweh. You hear these other words, it ain't nothing to hear at all. And actually, they don't even really have nothing to say. A lot of unanswered questions. They just got theories, but no answers of truth. That's why Yahweh say, well, who really declaring? Who's really showing it? No, it's none that declares, none shows. Nobody hear even your words. But Yahweh said, behold them, and I will give to Jerusalem one that brings good tidings, because he's going to come with the answers. He's going to come with the word of the Almighty. And that's the good tiding. The truth. Because it's only the truth that's going to set us truly free. It's only the truth that's going to let us know what we need to know. And when we look around and say, man, what is this? And the truth is going to give you those answers. And then the 28th verse reads, for I beheld, listen to the Almighty. You want to know what Yah does in heaven, and it's something that you should have on your mind. What does Yahweh do in heaven? What is Yahweh doing? That should be on your mind every day. Because when you leave your house, all you have to do is look up. You don't even have to leave your house. Just go to the window and look up. You cannot escape the heavens. And even when you're asleep and not even looking up, the heavens is still right there looking at you. And so you can go unmindful of the heavens, but the heavens is there, and the heavens do rule. It says, for I beheld, which means he's looking. There was no man, even among them. There was no counselor. The counselor is somebody that has counsel in their mouth. And for them to have counsel in their mouth, they must possess it in their heart, mind, and spirit, which means now they can pour it out of their mouth. And if it's counsel, it must be good tidings. It must be the answer of truth. Y'all said, look, I beheld, and there's no man, even among them, there was no counselor that when I asked of them could even answer a word. Can't even give no answer. None at all. Behold, they are all vanity. All of them. They all vanity. That's all they think about. That's all they talk about is vanity. That's all they doing is vanity. Their works are nothing. Spinning their wheels in the mud from morning to evening, working upon nothing. And at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and at the end of the year, it's still going to amount to nothing. No matter how much hours and sweat and blood you put in it, it still amounts to nothing. That's not the answer. That's not the way. That's not the solution. But if you want the way, you want the answer, you want the solution, then we must find the counsel of the Almighty, the answer of the Almighty. And if we want that, we got to start being mindful of the heavens. Look what it says in the book of Isaiah, Psalms, the 14th chapter. I want to engrave this in your mind. It says in Psalms 14:1, the fool has said in his heart, and a lot of us, even those that know, they've been woken up from the grave, and now they know, man, I'm an Israelite. Man, I'm a son or a daughter of the living Elohim. And these be the ones, some of the same ones that they can never believe that they are a fool. They don't believe it. And the reason they don't believe it is because they don't realize that their heart has deceived them. Did not Yahweh tell us that the heart is wicked? No, it says the heart is deceitful, which it will deceive you. You can be deceived by your own heart. You have been deceived by it. And desperately wicked. And then the scriptures go on further that says about the heart, who can know it? Can you believe that? I know you don't really believe this, that you don't even know your own heart, that your heart will deceive you. Your heart speaks a language that a lot of times that you don't even understand. Your heart speaking a language telling the Almighty that he's not even real. Your heart speaking a language telling the Almighty that it's vain to serve him. Yahweh said your word's been stout against me. And we say, well, how my word's been stout against you? Well, you say it's vain to serve Elohim. And it's vain to walk mournfully with the Almighty. You say, well, I ain't say that. No, you did. Your heart said it. And you ain't even realize your heart said it. And Yahweh said, all I have to do is look at your spirit. Look at your ways. Look what you're doing. And that's telling everything. But you've been deceived and you think you love the Almighty, but no, you hate him. You think you love the Almighty, but now you got to judge. You got a grudge against Yahweh. You think you're striving with your brothers and your sisters. No, you're striving with the Almighty. He says, look what it says. They say in their heart. They're not saying this with their mouth. This is why they deceived. They say there is no Elohim. They had never say that out their mouth. But they say it with their heart. They say it with their actions. It says they are corrupt. They have done abominable works, and there is none that does good. See, if you really said in your heart that there is an Elohim, well, your works wouldn't be abominable. If you really said in your heart that there is an Elohim, then you would just be concerned with doing good. Not worrying about, well, he's not doing good, and he's not doing good, and he's not doing good. That ain't going to get you in the boat of doing good. Yahweh say, trust in me and just do good. You do good. Be the shining example on what people should do. But Yahweh said, but I see you said in your heart, it's vain to walk mournfully and do good when everybody else ain't doing. They ain't doing good, so what I'm going to do good for? And I got to be the only one to go the high road. I got to be the only one that pass over transgressions. I got to be the only one to be compassionate, to forgive and forget. I got to be the only one that's going to show up and do the work for the Almighty. I mean, that's an honor, really, if you're the only one. Like Joshua and Caleb, they was the only two. But just to be one of the people that will triumph and do good on the behalf of the Almighty. It says in the second verse, Yahweh looked down from heaven. This is what you got to start having on your mind. And yes, you've forgotten that. That's why right before the heavens, you just acting a fool. You just percolating, twerculating your foolishness all over the place, right in front of the heavens, and the heavens is like this looking at you. Yahweh said he sits on the throne, and the heaven is his throne, and he's sitting there looking right at you. Matter of fact, excuse me, because we have to go back to Isaiah 41. No, not Isaiah 41. Isaiah 40. And we're going to go back to the Psalms 14. We have to wake up our mind. We have to wake up the sleep, forgetful part of our heart and mind. That this thing is not really what you think it is. This is an opportunity for you. You're putting on a show for the Almighty right now. Because that's all he's doing is watching, listening, and I'm going to prove it to you. It says, Isaiah 40, verse 25. To whom then will you liken me? There's nobody like the Almighty. Or shall I be equal? There is no equal to the Almighty, says the Holy One. You think the Almighty like you, and you think you actually like the Almighty? You really think this? He says, listen, in the 26th verse, lift up your eyes on high, start paying attention to the heavens, and behold, who has created these things? And you think you like the Almighty, that brings out their hosts by number. He calls them all by names, by the greatness of his might. How you going to have a name and remember all the names of billions and billions of stars? Yahweh run them down for you. You wake up and go to sleep for 100 years and he's still running it down. He says, for that he is strong in power, not one fails. Why say you, O Yaakov, and speak, O Israel? And you think man, I don't say that. Yes, you do. Your heart speaks these things. That's what Yahweh listening to. And yes, your heart speaks a language that a lot of times you don't even understand. It speaks a whole nother language. That's why the heart is able to deceive you. You don't even realize your heart is foul. and to speak in an abominable language right before the Almighty. A satanic language, a devilish language is coming right from your heart. And you think because you say praise Yah that you're not one of these. Where it says, let's read it again. Why say you, O Yaakov, and speak, O Israel? That's who he's talking about. My way is hidden from Yahweh. Yeah, you honestly think that. You think Yahweh got so much going on, obviously in the heavens. He's so far away from us that your way is hidden. And he's not really mindful of what you doing. Your little old self, he ain't really worried about what you doing. Well, you got a rude awakening. It says, my way is hidden from Yahweh, and my judgment is passed over from my Elohim. Have you not known? Have you not heard that the everlasting Elohim Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, faints not? For all those that's concerned with what Yahweh is doing in heaven, let's let you know this. He ain't sleeping. He don't faint. It says he faints not, neither is he weary. If you ever had to question this, does Yahweh get tired? Do he get sleepy? No. He never faints. And he's never weary. See, you don't understand what that's like. You don't understand what that's about. To just never have a weariness, never have a faintness, never have a sweat of weakness, a moment of just weakness and faint and failing and falling. This is not Yah. He never has this. He says, look, he gives power to the faint. That's what he does. And to them that has no might, he increases their strength. Even the youth that's full of youth shall faint and be weary at some point. And a young man shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon Yah. That's why I love this song. My brother Azariah, that wait on Yah, my goodness. They that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. That's one of the blessings that's coming upon those that's waiting on Yah. Now, how do you wait on Yah? You wait on Yah by serving the Almighty. And you can't serve the Almighty by sitting around talking about frivolous things, talking about, didn't you hear Yahweh say pass over transgressions? Did you not hear Yahweh say don't hold no grudges? Did you not hear Yahweh say don't hate your brother in your heart? Did you not hear Yahweh say his name is long-suffering, compassion, and gracious? And if you love the name of Yah, how you love the name of Yah? You're not long-suffering and gracious, compassion. These are the things that you invest in. Is you stirring up strife? Is you stirring up debate? Or are you waiting on Yah? And when you're waiting on Yah, it tells you in the book of Psalms, the 37th chapter, then we go right back to Psalms 14. Psalms 37. People don't know how to wait on Yah. And guess what? Waiting on Yah is one of the keys of righteousness. It's one of the pillars of righteousness. And if you don't know how to wait on Yah, you will never accomplish the goal of being called the righteous. Because people that don't wait on Yah, they start robbing banks. People that don't wait on Yah, they start being whores and dogs. People that don't wait on Yah, they start doing foolishness. What is meant in Psalms 100, verse 1? And does the different spellings of Lord mean anything? Example, one Lord is capitalized and the other Lord isn't. Okay, we'll go to that. Psalms 37, look what it says. The third verse, trust in Yahweh and do good. That's all you should be worried about, is just doing good. And you have to ask yourself, what you're doing, is it really good? Is you planting good seeds and bringing forth good fruit? Is you having good conversations? Are you sitting in your apartment, in your house, in your room, and laying upon your bed and having good thoughts? Or are you thinking about a whole bunch of things that's stirring you up with a negative energy, that's making you angry, that's making you mad, that's making you want to lash out? Is these thoughts that you're having making you want to serve the Almighty and say, man, I'm about to serve the Almighty Yahweh with all my heart, soul, and might? That's the thoughts that we're supposed to have in our mind. Trust in Yah and do good, so shall you dwell in the land. Truly, you shall be fed. Delight yourself also in Yahweh, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way unto Yahweh. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your judgment as the noonday. He going to bring your righteousness forth. He's going to show everybody, look at my servant. Look at my servant. And guess what? When you look, it's going to be something to look at. It's going to be something to admire. It's going to be something to have, to be in honor. It says, the 7th verse, rest in Yahweh and wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself because of him who prospers in his ways, because of the man who brings wicked devices to pass, which means don't be tripping. Don't get yourself caught up in what the wicked is doing. Whether they prosper, whether they not prospering, whatever the wicked is doing, don't get yourself caught up in it. And don't even fret about it. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon Yah, they shall inherit the earth. And you have to ask yourself, are you waiting upon Yah? You're not waiting upon Yah if you're showing yourself to be just antsy and irritated and aggravated and angry. That's not waiting on Yah. That's not waiting on Yah at all. Going back to Psalms, the 14th chapter, Yahweh looked down in the 2nd verse from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand. Do they understand? And yeah, you don't understand until you start doing certain things. You don't understand until you start keeping the commandments. You don't understand until you start walking in the way of the Almighty. If there are any that did understand and seek Elohim. But the 3rd verse says they are all gone aside. All of them, they all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that does good. No, not one. And everybody think they doing good. Everybody think they doing good, but the heavens will say no. You're not doing good. No, you don't understand. And at that point, the good thing that we can do with knowing that fact is stop riffing. Because at the point, ain't none of us doing good. Well, everybody needs to put their hands in their pocket. I can't point at you. You can't point at me. We all foul. None of us doing good. The least we can do now is just try to do some good. That's it. Yes, I've transgressed. Yes, I've sinned. Yes, I have iniquity. And yes, you do too. You wanna have a meeting and talk about it? Do you want to have a whole party on it? Let's get some food. Let's get some chips, popcorn, and we're going to sit around and talk about all our transgressions. We're going to sit around and talk about my iniquities, my darkness, my foolishness, and guess what? We're going to talk about yours too. And let's see how inspiring and how motivating and how good a party like that is. A pointing the finger party? Yeah, you remember you did this, you remember you did that, you remember you did this, and you remember you did that? And then we pass the mic. And then as this goes round and round, The thought of that kind of party is sickening. I'm just trying to do good. I'm trying to learn from my failures. I'm trying to learn from my falls. And I'm trying to forge ahead and do good. And doing good is when you're waiting on Yah. And waiting on Yah is when you're serving Yah. That's why I praise Yahweh for these opportunities. Because this is when you're doing, you know you're doing good now. Because what? You're serving the Almighty. Whatever you're doing, I don't know what you're doing. But at the point that you're serving the Almighty, my goodness, praise the mighty Yah. At the point that you're thinking about the Almighty, my goodness, praise the mighty Yah. At the point that you're talking about the Almighty, my goodness, praise the mighty Yah. Let's think about Yah. Let's talk about Yah. Let's serve Yah. I don't got no time to be thinking about this person, that person, and talking about this person, or even serving this, that, and that person, or serving myself. When you're in the lane with Yah, then you know you're good. It says, have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge? I mean, you would think they just don't have none. But if you talk to them, it's like, my goodness, you got knowledge. But my goodness, you're a worker of iniquity. Because the knowledge obviously is not penetrating. It's not getting you to the level of understanding. Look what it says in Jeremiah, the 5th chapter. Let me speed some of these scriptures up because I want to get to some in-depth scriptures with accountability. But Yahweh he's looking. He's listening. In Jeremiah, the 5th chapter, verse 1, run you to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem and see now and know, because Yahweh already know. But for the record and for my witnesses, let me send my servants so they can see, so they can know. Seek in the broad places thereof. If you can find a man, go ahead and find me one. Bring him out. If there is any that executes judgment. Only way you're going to execute judgment is if you got the heavens on your mind, which represents judgment, because Yahweh said the heavens is his throne, and it was prepared for judgment. And if the heavens ain't on your mind, then judgment ain't on your mind. And no wonder you walking around and you're driving around and you're looking around the way you're looking. Because you didn't even realize the heavens is looking. You're not mindful of it. It says that executes judgment and that seeks the truth, and I will pardon it. And people think they seeking the truth. People think they know the truth. But Yahweh like, no. And though they say, because you're going to listen to them, just listen to them, Yahweh lives. Surely they swear falsely because they deceived. Their heart got them thinking that they this, that, and the other, but they swear falsely. And wait till the Almighty meet you face to face. And all the arrogancy and pride that you will have about yourself, meet Yahweh face to face and have them prideful things to say about yourself. Meet Yahweh toe to toe and tell Yahweh that you ain't swearing falsely. That you ain't using his name in vain. Say that face to face to Yah. He said, they say Yah lives, surely they swear falsely. Oh, Yahweh, are not your eyes upon the truth? He said, oh, yeah, his eyes are upon the truth, and I see them. The truth ain't in them. Ye have stricken them, but they have not grieved. Yeah, they fall and fall and fall. They still ain't learned. It says, you have consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock, and they refuse to return. They refuse to humble themselves. They refuse to gather themselves. They refuse to seek the Almighty. It says in the 4th verse, therefore I said, surely these poor, these some poor people. They foolish. This is why they poor. It's riches and wisdom, but they don't have none. Because if they did, then they will have a whole nother way about themselves as the heaven is looking at them. They will be putting on a whole different show. but they works is vain from morning to evening. It amounts to nothing. The money is vain. It amounts to nothing. And they sitting around in a pool of vanity and don't know left from right, up from down, whence to go, whence to come. They just confused. State of confusion. Look at them. Don't know. Lost. In the sauce. But we'll tell ourselves, that ain't me. That ain't me. Well, all you got to do is stand in counsel and start getting asked questions, and you're going to see the answer. Your tongue is going to condemn you. And you will see yourself to be very poor, like it says, surely these are poor. And you're going to see yourself very foolish, because these are foolish. For they know not the way of Yahweh. You don't know nothing about the way of Yahweh. Because the way of Yahweh is long-suffering, gracious, goodness, mercy, compassion. He said they don't know the way of Yahweh nor the judgments of their Elohim. But these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds. And so, yes, they don't know. We don't know. We have to seek the Almighty for his inspiration. We got to know that the heavens is looking down at us. Go to the book of Malachi, the 3rd chapter. We just got to humble ourselves. That's all Yahweh looking for. Just humble yourself. Then wisdom will come to you. If you're seeking the truth, really seeking it, are you doing the things that Daniel did to seek the truth? Are you humbling yourself that much where you see that the truth is that important that you will even afflict your soul just so Yahweh can show you things, reveal to you things? In the book of Malachi, Yahweh looking, he see what's going on. He see the truth. And the truth is a bunch of poor and foolish people that say Yahweh lives, but they don't really believe it. He says in Malachi, the 3rd chapter, the 13th verse, your words have been stout against me, says Yahweh. Yet you say, what have we spoken so much against you? We will look Yah in his eyes and say, Yah, what have I really done so wicked for you to just curse my life the way it is, to give me no success? I can't seem to win for losing. Why? It says, ye have said it's vain to serve Elohim. What profit is it that we have kept his ordinance and that we have walked mournfully before Yahweh of hosts? And now we call the proud happy. Yes, they that work wickedness are set up. Yes, they that tempt Elohim are even delivered. And who are the proud? Those that's all about themselves. And you call them happy. They happy. Why? Because they not burdened with the stressors of gathering themselves together. They not burdened with the stressors of having to deal with family and having to deal with a bunch of adversities that come with dealing with family. They don't have to deal with the burdens that come with the sanctuary and Yah's congregation. They don't have to deal with the burdens that come with serving and working for the Almighty. Yahweh has controversies, and if you one of his servants, them controversies are yours. Yahweh had work to be done, and if you his servant, you doing it. But when you're proud, you're not worried about that work. When you're proud, you're not worried about those controversies. When you're proud, you're not worried about those burdens. You're just worried about yourself and everybody looking at you and thinking that you're happy. It's not happiness. Ain't no greater happiness than serving the Almighty, thinking about the Almighty, talking about the Almighty. Because we start thinking and talking and about everything else is a vexation. That's it. It's because everything is a failing. Everything failing. Ain't nothing good but Yahweh. There's no good tidings but Yahweh. It says, yea, they that tempt Elohim are even delivered. And then watch this. Then they that fear Yahweh, they spoke often one to another. And Yahweh did what? He listened and he heard it. Because that's all Yahweh doing. He's a judge. And he's giving everybody this life to prove something very peculiar that's about to come up in these next verses. This is your opportunity to prove something to the Almighty. And he's sitting back listening and watching, listening and watching. And you think, man, how much listening and watching can he do? You think Yahweh listening to you from morning to evening and even at night? He listens to your words, your mouth, and the words of your heart. Your imaginations. That ain't nothing for the Almighty. He can do that for 10 years straight. It ain't nothing for y'all. 1,000 years is nothing but a day to him. So if he allowed you to live 1,000 years, it still would be nothing for him to just been watching you this whole time. Like, man, I've been watching you all day. I listened to you. I watched you and seen everything that you've done. And no matter what I do to try to strive and get you on the right track, to see if you will understand, to see if you will start to do some good, you never did. That's nothing for the Almighty. That's what he do. Because there's going to be a day where the righteous and the perfect that love y'all is going to be able to live forever. And so all the way up till now, this is just a life for you to prove to the Almighty. To prove yourself. And you know what? Everybody, I want my blessing. I want everything now. No, right now, you in school right now. You got to graduate. This is school. So, yeah, you're going to have some bad days, good days. You're going to go through sadness, man. You're going to go through a whole bunch of things. And the only way to truly overcome it and understand it at the end of the day, if you understand, like, man, listen, I just got to get back to serving y'all. That's it. I got to get back to a sanctuary. I got to get back to serving y'all. I got to get back to humility and serving y'all, talking about y'all, thinking about y'all. And whatever it takes to do that, I don't care what it takes to do that. I'm going to take it and I'm going to do it. Look what it says. Then they that feared Yahweh spoke often one to another, and Yahweh listened. He heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that fear Yah and that thought upon his name. You don't fear Yah. You sitting around just talking about people. I thought you sitting around should be talking about Yah. And if you're talking about people, for what? As if you don't have your own stains. As if you don't have your own stank. It says, and they shall be mine, says Yahweh of hosts, and that day when I make up my jewels. That's all this is about. Yahweh trying to prepare you and fashion you and mold you to be a jeweler. He said, I will spare them as a man that spares his own son that serves him. And why you got to be spared? Because you're going to have flaws. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have errors. But Yahweh said, I'm going to spare him. Because why? He serves me. That's my son. He serves me. And no matter what's going on, at the end of the day, he get himself back on track by serving me. And when you look at one that's serving the Almighty, man, they got all kind of, some people might slip through the cracks. But when you look at their rap sheet, they done healed all kind of people. They done helped all kind of people. They doing all kind of works on behalf of the great and glorious name of the Almighty. Go ahead and talk to the elders about them and see what they got to say. Talk to some of the brothers and sisters and see what they have to say. Matter of fact, just watch them for a little while and see what they do. You're going to see them serving the Almighty. Or is you going to hear them talking about stuff, but you see them missing in action? Where you at? What are you doing? Talk to the elders and they ain't seen you. I talk to the people and they ain't seen you. This is when you're serving the Almighty, you're going to be able to be seen. It says in the 18th verse, then you shall return and discern between the righteous and the wicked. And it's starting to become a lot clearer to me who the righteous and the wicked is. It says between him that serves Elohim. That's the righteous, man. Come on. I mean, you serving the Almighty. No matter what mistakes you have, but when I see you just there all the time, serving the Almighty, putting your life on the line, putting your energy on the line, and your time and your efforts, and you there, you doing it. Other people talking about certain things. We need to do this, and you need to do it a certain way. You need to do it that way. Well, you know what? I'm doing it, though. You just talking about how it should be done. You talking about what should be done. But actually, if you take a minute to stop talking, you see that things are being done. It says, between him that serves Elohim and him that serves him not. You're not even serving the Almighty. And yeah, when you serving y'all, it's gonna get hot in the kitchen. But yeah, a lot of times it get too hot. And you say, I can't bear it. I can't do it. Well, go cool off, and then maybe you come back. Look what it says in Genesis, the 31st chapter. I want you to know, Yahweh looking, and he said, look, he listened, he heard it, and that's why we got a book of remembrance for those that fear the Almighty, because those that fear the Almighty, they speaking often one to another about Yahweh. Talking about me, that's a waste of time. I'm nothing. Talking about you, that's a waste of time. It's nothing. Stop vexing me and calling me with this nothingness. Let's serve the Almighty and praise Yah. We sit around and acting like adversities ain't going to be in the midst. These adversities are distractions. Transgressions is distractions. Sins, iniquities, all this stuff is distractions to get you off from serving the Almighty. Genesis, the 31st chapter. It says in verse 40, thus I was in a day, the drought consumed me, meaning the heat of the day consumed him up because he was still working out there. The frost by night, that was even consuming me because he was working. And my sleep departed from my eyes. This is Yaakov, a hard worker, our father. This is where we bred from, working. Thus have I been 20 years in your house, and I served you 14 years for your 2 daughters, and 6 years for your cattle, and you changed my wages 10 times. Except the Elohim of my father, the Elohim of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had been with me, surely you had sent me away now empty. Elohim has seen my affliction. He's seen every single thing. He's seen the things that you did to me that I seen, and he's seen your schemes behind the doors. He's seen your schemes that was in the dark, and he heard your heart. He heard your words. Because that's what Yahweh do. He's a judge. Elohim has seen my affliction and the labor of my hands and rebuked you last night. That's what happened. Yeah, Yahweh see everything. Genesis, the 29th chapter. Yahweh not weary. He's not tired. He's not sleepy. He's full of strength and power. He ain't lost a beat, ain't lost a step. But do Yahweh get angry? Yes. Do Yahweh get sad? Yes, he do. But he don't get weary. He don't get tired and sleepy, where his strength is failing him. His spirit and heart is faint. Genesis, the 29th chapter, it says in the 32nd verse, Leah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Reuben, for she said, surely Yahweh has looked upon my affliction. Now, therefore, my husband will love me. Did you see Leah to start fooling out and acting crazy? No, she just waited on the Almighty and kept doing good. And Yahweh looked upon her affliction. And then he blessed her. But we don't wait on the Almighty because you know why? We don't believe that the Almighty looking. We say in our heart that there is no Elohim. He ain't paying no attention to me. He ain't looking at me. And that's why I'm about to fool out. I'm going to act a fool. And I'm going to rebel rouse. And I'm going to raise up. And I'm going to spark up and kindle up like a fire. I'm not going to hold my peace. I'm not going to pass over no transgressions. For what? That's vanity. And when Yahweh saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb. Well, excuse me, I'm at the wrong verse. And then the 33rd verse, it says, and she conceived again. The first time, her firstborn, it says that Yahweh looked upon her affliction. And then the next one in the 33rd verse, she conceived again and bore a son and said, because Yahweh has heard that I was hated. Because that's what Yahweh doing when he's judging. He's listening, he's looking, and he's listening at everything. That's his thing. By the might of his power, like to give every single star a name and knowing them. Yahweh, it's his thing to know everything. Because that's his stamp. He's the Almighty Elohim, and there is none like him. And one of his things and his power is to know absolutely every single thing. You can't mention nothing that he don't know about. Excuse me. Go to Exodus, the 3rd chapter. And we're going to show you how this ties in with accountability right after this. Because Yahweh, what he's doing in heaven, he said he prepared it for judgment. Which means what? He's sitting on the throne, which is the heavens. The heavens is his throne. It's called the throne of judgment. He prepared it for judgment just so he can sit upon it and look and listen to you. To behold the sons of men. To exercise the sons of men, to prepare their hearts, to take them through trials and tribulations, to put adversities in their midst. Man, he did me wrong. Yeah, Yahweh made him do you wrong, just so he can test your righteousness. And so what he did you wrong? Y'all brothers and sisters, y'all can get over that. All you need is a little bit of righteousness. Then next thing you know, now y'all hugging, laughing, and giving glory to Yah. That's what it's there for, to test your righteousness. It says in Exodus, the 3rd chapter, the 7th verse, Yahweh said, I surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt. Of course he's seen it. I've heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters. Of course he heard it. For I know their sorrows. You don't think the Almighty know? And when he's seen our affliction, he's seen every last Hebrew in Egypt. He knew everybody's pain. He knew everybody's sorrows. And it all equal up to one because they all going through the same thing. But he know you individually. And so you can act up and you can act out and you think that that's here from the Almighty. And you think that you're not going to be held accountable. Well, you don't know Yahweh. He said, y'all don't know the way of Yah. You just don't know. That's why you don't have no fear, and you will carry yourself any kind of way right in front of the heavens. And you will say anything out your mouth right in front of the heaven, not realizing Yahweh has nothing to do but what he want to do, and that's judge. And how do we judge? He's looking and he's listening to everything. He don't need to take a break and go get some juice and eat some lunch. Every second, he zoomed in on what is going on. And he knows it. Everything. His eyes is everywhere. Period. Go to Psalms 134, Psalms 139, and we about to go and tie in the concern of accountability. Because at the point that you know that the reason that Yahweh even made the heavens, he said he prepared the heavens for judgment. He prepared it for judgment. And once Yahweh looks and once Yahweh listens, there's going to be an answer to the looks. There's going to be an answer to the listening. He's got an answer for the good. He's got an answer for the evil. Look and listen to this good over here. Yahweh got an answer for it. Look and listen to this evil over here. Yahweh has an answer for it. It says in the book of Psalms 139, I just got to show you this real quick. Psalms 139, verse 1. O Yahweh, you have searched me, and you know me. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You understand my thought afar off. You don't have to be right up on this. Yahweh knows our rising and our sitting. He understands us afar off. You compass my path and my lying down. You think Yahweh didn't see you when you went in the Kroger's. You didn't think Yahweh seen you when you went into that bar. You didn't think Yahweh seen you. No, all your paths that you go, he's there. It says you can pass my path and my lying down and are acquainted with all my ways. Even when I'm asleep, you know me. For there is not a word in my tongue, but lo, O Yahweh, you know it all together. I'm telling you, Yahweh knows everything. And he's going to hold you accountable for everything. For the scripture says in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, verse 12, he says that everything is going to be brought into judgment. Because he's looking and listening to everything. And everything is going to be brought into judgment, whether it's good or whether it's evil. And you have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, is it good what you're doing? Is it good what you're saying? Good is good. But woe unto them that call evil good. Yeah, because you got people that say, yeah, it is good. And even the blind man said, man, that ain't good at all. You must be backwards. You must be blinder than me to say that's good. How is that good? What is it going to prosper? How is that going to bring forth some fruit? How is that going to bring praises and glory and honor to the Almighty Yah? How is that serving the Elohim? Last one of Psalms, I take you to Psalms 50. We gotta know these things. Psalms 50. And for time's sake, I'm gonna just quote it. My scriptures is kind of, the page is tore up a little bit here. So what happens when you have little 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds running around doing things? But it says, now consider this. It says, no, but the wicked, in the 16th verse of Psalms 51, the wicked, Elohim said, what have you to do to declare my statutes? You talking my statutes, but why? Or that you should take my covenant in your mouth. Seeing you hate instruction. You hate it. Anytime somebody give you instructions, you wanna go against it. You don't think Yahweh see that spirit? And you cast my words behind you. When you saw a thief, then you consented with him and have been a partaker with adulterers. You give your mouth to evil. Your tongue frames deceit. And you sit and speak against your brother. You slander your own mother's son. These things have you done, and I kept silent. You thought I was altogether such as one as yourself. You thought I was clapping for you and thought I was with all the scorning. But I will reprove you, and I will set them in order before your eyes. You're going to know. You're going to know your ways. Now consider this, ye that forget Elohim. You don't forgot about the heavens. You don't forgot that Yahweh is looking and listening to everything. And you don't have no fear about what you're saying and doing. Least I tear you in pieces, and there is none to deliver. Order your conversation aright. That's what you should be doing. Now let me show you this. In Exodus, the 34th chapter. Yahweh's not looking and listening for no reason. He's looking and listening to see if he's going to get Jews. That's Yahweh is the king, and he's looking for Jews. Because in his new world that he's going to order, and his new world, the new heavens with the new earth that he's going to bring forth with a new covenant, he's going to establish it with new Jews. And it's your opportunity now to show the Almighty. Do you want to be one of my Jews? Or do you want to be like the heathen, like the wicked? And you want to get all your vanities, your so-called blessings, but they vanities now. You can't go 3 weeks humbling yourself. You know why? Because you ain't worried about living forever. You can't go a whole day humbling yourself. You know why? Because you ain't worried about living forever. You can't go 45 days without bread and wine because you're not even worried about living forever. You're not worried about trying to be with the Almighty. You can't go 40 days and 40 nights fasting because you're not worried about trying to live forever. And the reason why is because you don't believe in the Almighty. Did you know that Moses didn't believe in the Almighty at a point in time? So as great as these men are, and the greatest these men was, none of them are Yahweh. And yeah, it was a point in time that Moses himself didn't even believe in Yah. My goodness, the meekest man upon earth. It says in the book of Exodus, the 34th chapter, Exodus, the 34th chapter. Yahweh says in the 5th verse, Yahweh descended in the cloud and stood with him there and proclaimed the name of Yahweh. I mean, this man that actually at a one point in time in his life, he didn't even believe in the Almighty. This after he's been anointed. This is after he's given the staff. This is after he's done miracles and wonders. This is after all of this. He had a moment where he didn't even believe. He had a day that he didn't believe in the Almighty. After all of this. And we think that we are better than Moses. And if I tell you now that you don't believe in the Almighty, you will sit here and tell me a lie. You will lie, I believe. Yes, I do. No, you don't. You don't believe in him. You swearing falsely that you believe in Yah. You swear falsely that Yahweh lives. Because all I have to do and all Yahweh is doing is looking at your spirit, looking at your ways, and listening to your mouth, listening to your stout heart. Saying, man, it's vain to walk more. It's vain to serve the Almighty. It's vain to be in that sanctuary. It's vain to be around that sanctuary. It's vain to listen to these teachers. They teach it every day. I'm not about to listen to them programs every day. That's vanity. Look what it says. Yahweh passed before him and proclaimed, Yahweh, Yahweh Elohim, merciful and gracious, long-suffering, abundant in goodness and truth. See, if you love the name of Yah, you're going to love these kind of things. You're going to love mercy, graciousness, long-suffering, abundant in goodness and truth. Keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity, transgression, and sin. But, look what it says, that will by no means clear the guilty. That's accountability for you, babe. Brother. No means will Yahweh clear the guilty. You're going to be held accountable because he's been listening and he's been looking. Look what it says. Let me show you an example of this. In the book of Numbers, the 20th chapter. This is why it's the only thing you should be concerning yourself with is trying to get your brownie points up with the Almighty. You can't get your brownie points up with the Almighty by talking about somebody else, thinking about somebody else. You got your own things that you must be accountable for. And if you have any humility and wisdom in your heart, you will hold yourself accountable because you know Yah is going to hold you accountable. Because by no means whatsoever will Yahweh clear the guilty. If you're guilty, you will not be cleared. Yes, Yahweh will have mercy on you, but you ain't going to be cleared. You got to pay. Because you thought it was all fun and games. You thought it was all kicks and laughs. And you thought your foolishness had no recompense. Because you didn't believe in the Almighty. You didn't believe. But those that believed, they knew they got a reward coming from being one of the only ones that's going to take on the task of humility, being one of the only ones that's going to do the hard work and take the high roads because they know it's a reward. They're doing the things that please y'all. Numbers, the 20th chapter, and then we're going to get on out of here within 5 minutes. Numbers, the 20th chapter, the 12th verse, it reads, Yahweh spoke unto Moses and Aaron, because you believe me not. You two brothers, I done anointed you a priest. Y'all my servants, and actually you gonna sit here and don't believe me? Because you believe me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore you shall not bring this congregation into the land which I've given them. Now check this out. That's accountability. Yahweh is holding them accountable for their actions. You didn't even sanctify me. But guess what? The life they lived was only for them to prove something to the Almighty anyway. So what? Moses didn't go into the land. The ultimate goal is to make it to the land in the end when Yahweh renew everything. So Moses is not missing out on anything. He just missed out on it at that time. But this man got himself wrote and written in the book of life. But he wanted to see that land. He just really wanted to. But Yahweh had to hold him accountable. And if Yahweh is going to hold Moses accountable, you think he's not going to hold you accountable for the times that you show yourself to not believe in the Almighty? That's why you act the way you act, because you don't believe in the Almighty. That's why you talk the way you talk, because you don't believe in the Almighty. Because if you did, you would know he's looking and listening to everything, and you would be very careful about what you're doing and about what you're saying. Look what it says in Numbers, the 14th chapter. That's why we start mounting ourselves up on pride, and then you know what happens? We start exercising ourselves in matters that's too great for us. This thing is way too great for you. It's too big for you. These matters is for the great king to judge, not for you to judge. You're not the almighty judge. You're not the judge at all. You are being judged. And if you were a judge, you'll be delivering people. You'll be helping people. You'll be inspiring people and turning many to righteousness. That's what judges do. In Numbers, the 14th chapter, it says, in the 27th verse, how long shall I bear with this evil congregation, which murmurs against me? I've heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me. Say to them, as truly as I live, says Yahweh, as you have spoken in my ears, because he's listening, so will I do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all that were numbered of you according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me. And doubtless you shall not come into the land concerning which I swore to make you dwell therein, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. But your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, they will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. But as for you, your carcasses, they shall fall in this wilderness, and your children shall wander in the wilderness for 40 years. And look at the mercy of Yah. Yahweh could have just dead them all then. I'm about to wait no 40 years. 40 years ain't nothing to the Almighty. 1,000 years ain't nothing but a day to him. This was mercy, because you at least got you not getting into the land, just like Moses is not. He's not going. But you still got time right now, 40 whole years, to prove to me that you deserve to come back and be in my land. You still got time. A live dog is better than a dead lion. If you still living and breathing, you got time to appeal to Yah's mercy. And instead of talking and riffing about all these foolish things, you should be appealing to Yah's mercy right now for your own stench, your own stains. That's what you should be doing. They had time, 40 years, instead of Yahweh just wiping them out and say, look, take the children on in. We'll have some provision for them, but let's get rid of all these. Well, no, he gave them 40 years to live and be with their children. And he said in the 34th verse, after the number of the days which you search the land, even 40 days, each day for a year, shall you bear your iniquity. Because Yahweh said, by no means I'm clearing the guilty. You're going to go in this land and you're going to come back and you're going to blaspheme my holy and righteous name. You want to sit here, it's like it's the worst thing in the world. Afraid of you got a million ladybugs over there. Oh, it's a million ladybugs. But we got Yahweh over here. And y'all, we can't go and take this land because all these ladybugs. That's how, what are these people to Yah? And you talking about the great king. It's a spit in the face that you can't even imagine. Coming back with a bad report, just showing yourself to further not believe in the great king. And that's all we hear. Bad reports, bad reports, bad reports. Call my phone with a good report. Let me talk to I just want to hear some good reports. Because Yahweh hate bad reports. And the righteous hate them too. I don't want to hear no bad reports. Is it bad reports to talk about? Yes, it is. But I don't want to hear about them. Is there things to complain about? Yes, it is. But I don't want to hear about it, and I don't want to complain about it. Did the people have a reason to complain when they went into the wilderness and Yahweh didn't even give them nothing to eat or drink for 3 days? Is that something to complain about? Yes. But Yahweh don't want to hear it. He don't want to hear none of your complainings. Yahweh is going to hold you accountable. So with that being said, I like to praise the mighty Yah. The question of, just real quick, Psalms 100, verse 1. Yahweh said unto my Lord, sit you at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool. Yahweh shall send a rod. And so, yeah, this is Yahweh talking about his king. And if you read about this king, you can go into the book of Isaiah, the 8th chapter. This same king. Look at this. Isaiah, actually, the 9th chapter. Look what it says in the 6th verse. For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Elohim. That's what his name is going to be. That's why you see a capital L-O-R-D there. The Everlasting Father. He's going to be called these things. The Prince of Peace. And then all you have to do is put these names in Hebrew and you can understand it more. He's going to be called these things. And so, yes, normally in the scriptures, when you see the little Lord, it's not talking about Yahweh. It's talking about either an idol, or it's talking about one of Yahweh's angels. And the big Lord is talking about the Father, the great King, the Almighty Yah. And so, yes. But in that scripture, you've seen 2 capital Lords, and because it was referring to this David that's sitting on the right hand of the Almighty, the one that Yahweh said in the future is going to be a door that only him and Yahweh is going to be able to walk through. That's the kind of prestige and the kind of blessing and the kind of stature and how high this man is raised up, to the point that he get a big L. Praise the mighty Yah. Let me go ahead and pray. Almighty Yah, our Heavenly Father, we come before Thee even at the end of this 4th day to praise You, to worship You and to honor You, and to thank You for this opportunity to live in Your sight once again, to breathe even this breath of life. And we just want to tell You, my Yah, that we love You, and please forgive us. Please heal us and bless us. In Thy holy and exalted name we pray, by saying hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah, for Yah is righteous, Yah is holy, and let Yahweh be magnified. Shalom, shalom.
We ride for,
Yeah.
we die for,
Yeah.
serve Yah only cause there is no one besides one.
them know.
We ride for, we die for, serve Yah only cause there is no one besides
Let
one.
them know.
There is none before God.
Yeah.
There is none beside God.
Yeah.
There is only one God.
Yeah.
There is only one
Top of the
God.
Tell him.
There is none before.
And that's Yah.
There is none beside.
And that's Yah.
There is only one God.
Let them know once again, say it.
There is none before.
And that's Yah.
There is none beside.
And that's Yah.
There is only one God.
Yeah. Say, we ride for, we die for, serve Yah only cause there is no one besides one.
There is only one God.
Captivity is looked on us. We still tortured, struggled by the system, adorned in Edom's garments. Only meant for slaughter on 8 levels. The black rose that grew up by the concrete, your blood from the rose petal. A house severed, many dry bones lie in darkness. The speckled bird around to make a meal out the carcass of the unlearned to see lie right in their mouth. Cause we turn the deaf ear and the wisdom is it cried out. Awake and gather, O nation that's not desired for the seeking of the most high face will soon expire, not a lie. So I made a song to prophesy that we have to do away with the wicked, seek the most high, and their reply. We already did it, so stand aside, cause the people that is waiting on Yah need them a sign. So we say,
There is none before.
and that's Yah.
Let them know.
There is none beside.
And that's Yah.
There is only one God.
Let them know that.
There is none before.
And that's Yah.
There is none beside.
And that's Yah.
There is only one God.
Yeah. We ride for,
Yeah.
we die for,
Yeah.
serve Yah only cause there is no one besides one.
Yeah.
There is only one God.
Yeah. My feet planted holiness of Yah in this sanctuary. Righteousness was spilled, many seekers revealed. Right on the 7th day, the fear of Yah, walking on His ways. Truth, righteousness, mercy, judgment maintained. Can't forget about perfection, we must be equal. To be restored, to bring goodness to Yah's people. Chained feeble, broken by the word of Yahweh's prophets. Darkness is not the option. Yah light will guide us out of obscurity. Cleaving to Yah is what the meek will do. With words that Yah shoulder them, soaks the oak podium. We'll procure your treasure no matter what other nations do. Gotta change up our hearts, and we will make it through to know that
There is only one God.
let them know that.
There is none before.
And that's Yah.
There is none beside.
And that's Yah.
There is only one Yah.
One more time, let them know that.
There is none before.
And that's Yah.
There is none beside.
And that's Yah.
There is only one Yah.
Yeah. We ride for, we die for, serve Yah only cause there is no one besides one.
There is only one Yah.
Take them home. Let's go. We praise Yah. We praise Yah. Come on. 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 We praise Yah.